Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to day 3 of Vlogmas. We are clearly not going to get 12 of these cranked out before Christmas, but I'm going to keep doing them as long as you guys are watching them. So I've made huge progress on my to-do list, my pre-Christmas to-do list for other people. Haven't started my own list. But today it was the deadline. I told everybody they had to drop off by the 12th. And then I said everything was going to be done and out the door by the 15th. Today is the 15th and I'm going to make it. I just did a sweatshirt. It's cute. I want to show you. Hang on. It's for a girl I went to high school with. I live in the town I grew up in, so it's kind of fun. But I just embroidered this little sweatshirt for her. So that's going out the door. And then the last thing I have to do is some stockings, more stockings. This is something somebody dropped off. And they are impossible. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to solve the impossibility of them. It's actually quite easy. It's sort of an easier way to do them. But let's see first, do I have any show and tell? Oh, I said I haven't started with my own Christmas stuff, but I did start making a bag for my son. My older son he'll be 21 next week. 21. Somewhat a human that I created is going to be able to drink next week. Didn't I just turn 21? Whatever. Anyway, so his birthday is next week, and then, of course, Christmas. My husband's birthday is next week, too. Christmas is chaos around here. He plays, Magic the Gathering, and I don't know anything about it, to be honest, but I did some research and people did say that sometimes a dice bag is good for that game. So I'm making this dice bag and it's turning out super cute. This is it's called Pandora, and it's, it's obviously in pieces still. But this is all vinyl I got at Joann's, and then that's going to be the lining, this fun green kind of thing. Anyway, it's just cute and fun, and he may never use it, but he'll appreciate it, and that's the fun of it all. I'm gonna put some cards down in it. Magic the Gathering cards. He had some on his Amazon wish list, so I used that as a reference because, again, I don't know anything about it. But anyway, I think that's it. Everything else is just order. I do still have to do those shirts that I messed up. I had done one in the wrong size. Still waiting on those. It's taking, it's the holidays, so it's taking a while for the blanks to get to me. We're going to do some reevaluating of blanks for next year. I haven't quite decided if I'm just going to place a really big order with ARB or if I'm going to try to source them directly from China, because I'm getting a little sick of ordering just a few at a time and then I run out, and I kind of want to buy for the year and see how that goes. But anyway, I think that's all of my chatty nonsense for today. You'll be happy to know. I don't even know what we're going to do for the next Vlogmas. Oh, I do. I'm not going to tell you though. So there. Okay. So my customer dropped these off. And again, not only are they, sorry, I'm making myself blurry. Not only are they, would they be hard to hoop because the cuff, normally the cuff goes all the way around and you can just flip the cuff and then do it that way, turn the whole thing inside out. I guess you could do that with this, but anyway, not only is the cuff different, but it's really busy, which is going to make it hard for the name to show up. So luckily the customer had already suggested it, which I would have suggested anyway, is putting some sort of backing. So I literally just made a patch and I'm gonna glue that sucker on and be done with it. This is just fleece. You could use felt, you could use canvas, you could use, there's a special patch material. I don't even know what it's called. I've never purchased it. But there would be all kinds of options. Now, I will say it's a very flimsy patch. I wouldn't necessarily sell this as a patch. You would want a real patch to be a little sturdier. If it were going on something that was going to be washed a lot, it would need to be sturdier. But this will never be washed. And I'm going to try fabric glue if that doesn't work. I mean, worst case scenario, I could probably sew it on with my sewing machine. But as of right now, my plan is to glue that sucker on. So I have another one I have to do. This one's funny. He lost his eyes. So she asked me if I had any eyes or buttons to put on his eyes. And I do. So I'll just glue some buttons on there. But we have one more to do. So I thought I would show you guys real quick. I mean, again, it's nice because there's very little pressure. Like if I screw the patch up, then I just make another patch. I haven't messed up the actual item. I mean, I guess unless you're a terrible gluer and you don't glue it on properly. But it makes for a really quick and easy project. So I'm going to take you over to Embroidery and show you how I do this on the computer first. There are a few different options of how to do it. I happen to have, y'all, I'm never going to remember what I don't just have Embroidery Essentials. I also have the, what is it called? The digitizing. It's so art? No, that's the other brand, isn't it? We'll see when we get over there. So I do it with that. You don't have to do it with that. If you had a pre-digitized patch, you could use that. Some of the machines have patches built in, and you could use shapes with that. I'm just going to show you how I do it on mine. But again, you can buy pre-purchased. I did at one point before I had whatever digitizing software it is that I have. So let's go over there and take a look at it. Stitch Artist, y'all. It's called Stitch Artist. I don't know why I could not think of that name, but that's what it's called. So I do have that. If you didn't have that, again, you would need some sort of pre-purchased applique design, or, you know, again, sometimes you can make that happen on your machine. But I'm just going to show you how I do it with what I have. I have both Essentials and Stitch Artist. So for the name, you would only need Essentials. Excuse me. And I have the paid version. And it cracks me up. This is the university font. I had to match her what she wanted. She's got other, goodness. She's got other stockings. And so this is the font that matched. I was surprised that somebody had picked a university font. But anyway, so this is going to be the new patch. And I'm going to just leave that there because I want this size to be the same exact size as the other one. But let me open up a new tab and show you what I did here. So I'm just going to use my name. And we will use that same... Now we're going to use something fun. Okay, so say we wanted that. And say I wanted to make this into a patch. I go up here, and again, this is in Stitch Artist. This is not the free version. This is the paid version. And so I make a shape. And I make that shape exactly the size that I want. And it can be, you know, as big or as small as you want. As long as your name fits in there, and you can adjust it. You know, the other one I did a whole lot of adjusting because I didn't want it too tall. Actually, for this one, I kind of like it bigger, more like a circle. So at this point, you're just making a shape. There are no stitches assigned to this shape. But if that was the shape that I wanted, I would hit enter. And some of these things I'm saying might be different on a PC. I'm on a Mac. So I made my shape, and then I have to assign stitches to it. And so the one, I'm basically going to make an applique. And had that stocking been super easy to hoop, I would have just done it like an applique. But it's a little tricky, so I'm just making a patch. So, I need to assign stitches, so I go up to the one where is it? Oh, digitize an applique. So I will hit that button, and then bam, it's an applique. You can also change some of the properties, and you can make it like, I almost did, if I were doing it directly on the stocking, I probably would have done more like a blanket stitch. But when you're doing a patch, you really do want it to be a satin stitch, and you'll understand a little bit more why when we go to when we go to stitch it out and stuff. So the order in which it all happens, you definitely want to do, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you do the applique first and then the name. I typically do the name first and then the applique, so we're all set to go there. So you would just send this to your machine and stitch it pretty similar to a regular applique. We're just going to do something a little bit different with our stabilizer. So let me show you that. Okay, so I'm going to be using my Jerky Easy Frames. But you can, look, here's my eyes. These are going to be the eyes. I have to figure out how to get, I need to break off these ends just so I can just glue them on. But those are her replacement eyes. I'm going to be using my Jerky Easy Frame. And this is the old stuff. We'll have to take all this off, but I wanted to show you guys something. You absolutely could use your regular hoops that come with your machine for this. As a matter of fact, it's probably a little bit easier. But my machine is set up for my Jerky Easy Frames. It's just handy. It's what I use all the time. So I'm just going to use them for that. I did recently I use Sticky Stabilizer a lot with these Jerky Easy Frames. But recently I bought one of these doohickeys. And they're actually for paper. Like, these are like reusable paper clip thingies. And I've started using it to hold my stabilizer on. You could also just use masking tape. This thing, I don't even know what it's called. Somebody will say down in the comments. But, whoops. There's one that flew across the room. I don't love it. As you can see, it's kind of a pain. So as a matter of fact, for this, we're probably just going to use some masking tape. You can also use double-sided tape. I am a little faster at this when I'm not talking, but it's just a pain. Anyway, so here's what is different. As you can see, I've got this stabilizer on here. This is the Ultra Solvy, and it's just a really thick, oh, I did use a little masking tape. It's just a really thick water-soluble stabilizer. And the reason why I use it, again, there is a very like specific stabilizer that you can get that's for patches. I've never used it. Again, I don't even really know what it's called. I bought this a long time ago, and look how much I still have left. I have a ton left. I just don't make a ton of patches, and I don't really use this for anything else. But this will dissolve in water. It is very ooey and gooey when you dissolve it in water, but it does work. And the reason why I use it for patches, I mean, you can see, like if you used a regular tearaway, I mean, you could, but when you do your satin stitches, you might have some stabilizer sticking out, And when it's not water soluble, it would be hard to pick out. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Maybe someday, not today, because I got to get some stuff done, but maybe one of these days I'll do a video and I'll show you guys what I mean by that, like why you wouldn't use a tearaway. And I've got so much sticky on here, it kind of sticks by itself, but we'll use this guy since I have it out. Again, it's not my favorite thing. It was kind of I saw somebody recommend it, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. It's okay. So see, I've got so much sticky stuff here that it's kind of sticking all by itself, but we're going to go ahead and stabilize it. And then for the patch itself, I literally just went into my closet. She had suggested felt, and felt would be fine, but I had some red fleece, and I thought it would look nice. I didn't have any felt, and it's a little bit thicker than felt, so that's good. And I also, oh, I'm all out. I'm also using the back side of the fleece. I just thought it looked nicer, and then I don't have to worry about the fuzzy side. Like I don't have, typically on fleece, I would put a water soluble on top, but since I'm using the back side, I won't need that. So, and I just thought it was a little bit of a nicer look. So let's go over to the machine and take a look at how we stitch this out. All right, so my stabilizer is all ready to go, and I've got my piece of fleece here, so I'm just going to throw that on there. You can also clip it down a little bit if you'd like. You could do your, if you had more of a scrap piece, you could do your placement stitch first, and then you would know where to put your fabric. Again, this is just something I randomly pulled out of my closet, so I don't really care if I waste a bunch or whatever. So I'm gonna do actually the name first, and everything's gonna be white. So I'm gonna do the name first, and then it'll do the actual satin stitching. Hey, that's the wrong color. I want white. Hang on. White is usually in needle 1 for me, but it is not today, so. Okay, so the name is on there. It has done the tack down stitch, and now I'm just going to cut around it like you would any other applique. All right, the applique is cut out, and now we just run that satin stitch. All right, so it's all done and ready to go. And so the sort of magic of this is that it just pops right out. It's kind of a fun noise too. One of the things I forgot to point out that I sort of did wrong, I guess, on this one is typically, see how I've kind of got some fuzzies going on here? Typically, I probably would have done a slightly wider satin stitch, which if you've got a patch that is digitized professionally, it's going to be that way. I just forgot to do it. And I didn't want the satin stitch to be overwhelming. I wanted the name to stand out. So, but if I were doing this for a shirt or something, or a fabric that really, really frays, I would have made a thicker satin stitch. But I mean, these, what are these called? Stockings. I mean, they've got such a, like, I don't know. They've just got such a vibe to them that I don't think it, you know, it doesn't need to be perfect. So this one will be glued onto here, and then these will be done. So it's just, again, it's just another way to do them. Oh, I will say this. So if I was doing a real patch, I would probably, I would peel all of this off or soak it. And then again, you would typically have a sturdier patch, and you can either put Heat and Bond heavy on them, or you know, sew them on or whatever. Because again, this is never going to be washed, I'm just going to leave it on there. I think it'll help with the glue. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll evaluate that later. But that's it. That's how I do really difficult stockings. These are my last stockings for the year. I'm very excited. My list looks fabulous. It's mostly like non-Christmas orders and then my own stuff. So it's a good day. I'm happy to have this done. Well, it's not quite done. Just gotta glue it and figure out what to do about those eyes, but that might be kind of fun. So anyway, I hope you guys are working through your list. I hope that you're having a fabulous day. Again, don't know what we're doing next time. I think I said I did. I've already forgotten it again. We'll do something fun. And I will see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye.